For another edition of NHSeacoast A&E, and today's or this week's guest is Susan Schwake, right? Schwake?
That's right,
I
Schwake.
did it right. And she's an author and an artist, well-known artist in the area, and we're excited to talk about all your doings. You've got a lot going on.
It's a lot happening right now.
Tell me about how you get started.
Well, in the 4th grade, I decided that my favorite subject was art, and I really enjoyed the 3 times a week art classes that we had in our public school in the Midwest where I was growing up. And I determined at that time I didn't want to do math. As much as I like to read, I didn't want to take English, and I just wanted to do art, and so that's what I did.
So, but you're forced to do those other classes, but did you bring stuff home? Did you do other projects? Like, obviously you're a painter.
Right.
But were you involved in other mediums as well?
Right through high school, all the way through high school, I had a lot of different interests, and I would take art classes outside of school, painting, a little bit of mural making, and that sort of determined my path for college. So,
what would you go to school for?
I started out at Keene State because we had moved from the Midwest to Vermont, and right across the river from where I lived was Keene. And unfortunately at that time they didn't have the dynamic art program that they have today, and Plymouth State had at that time just revamped their program. So after 2 years of taking most of the classes I could take at Keene in art, I went up to Plymouth and had a fantastic mentor there, John Terry Downs, who really helped shape my future, and I accredit him today to the school that I started 20 years ago.
Now, do you try to teach people the same things, like using which brush and difference between paints, watercolor versus oil, and everything you could possibly know?
Yeah, we offer at ArtStream. We offer classes in all media. We have watercolor, acrylic, oil, painting. We do clay. We do printmaking. All the things that I love to do. So I'm not really bound by one medium. I do a lot of illustration, and some of that's done digitally with Illustrator as a program.
And Photoshop?
And lots of Photoshop.
Just talking about the Gaussian blur.
Yes, the Gaussian blur. So yeah, we offer everything, and we have a staff of 4 other teachers other than myself. So I oversee and I teach, and then we have other teachers as well. And
people come just to use the space too, right?
Not so much. We're just moving right now, so there might be a little bit of that, but usually it's through classes. We do offer a couple of fun things, which is once or twice a month we do a Friday night big art night, and people can come and use the space for 4 hours and have a loosely based program, bring some wine. It's a lot of fun. And
you also do gallery exhibitions for local artists as well.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of great shows at ArtStream.
Yeah, and you actually played at one,
I
which
did.
was
I
awesome.
got to play. That was fun.
Yeah, we'll have to do that again.
One of these days, I've got a new guitar. It's a Gibson Les Paul Classic. That would be a little bit loud for that space.
I don't know. You never know.
With a Marshall, yeah.
Maybe with a Marshall in Pete Townsend style. No, we do. We've done 85 shows since we opened 10 years ago.
Wow.
And some of them are with local artists. Sometimes we mix local and nationally known. And we have international artists as well. So it's always something new, but always contemporary. That's our focus.
But your passion is teaching, though.
I love teaching. I love curating, but I love teaching. And that was really what I wanted to do. I think back to the 4th grade, my art teacher at that time looked like she was having more fun than any of the other teachers in the school. So that's kind of what got me going. So
what gave you the idea to write a book about?
Well, after 20 years of teaching, I have had a lot of ideas and a lot of different methods that I found that were really great as far as success rate of people being able to express themselves with art. And so I started writing them down, and about, I guess it was probably 2010, I had quite a stack of paper, and I said, I'm going to put this together in a proposal form. And I was very lucky to find Quarry Books, who are right down in Beverly, Mass, which is really nice. Be very receptive to my proposal, and it just got the ball rolling. So, what was the funnest part about writing the book? Illustrating it? No, my husband did all the photography because he does photography. So I think the most fun part was really engaging the students in the book and getting them to be part of it, because it's just another facet for them to have an experience in art. Coming to ArtStream, they have the experience of seeing art on the walls in the gallery, so there's that experiential learning, plus now with the books they've been able to be part of that. So that was probably the most fun part.
This is part of the curriculum, so to speak, at ArtStream?
It is definitely part of the curriculum, yeah. And it's become a huge part of the curriculum for homeschoolers, which is exciting.
Well, her first book is Art Lab for Kids.
Yeah.
And then you did
Don't forget the tagline.
Oh, what did she read it?
52 creative adventures in drawing, painting, printmaking, paper, and mixed media.
See, I couldn't have read that fast,
It's
but I'm
very
sure
fast.
that Susan's read that before.
Yeah.
And then her second book, which is Art Lab for Little Kids. So what have the little kids learned to do?
Basically, I'll back up a little. The first book can be used for any age. The publisher wanted to narrow it to an age group for marketing purposes, I think. But I have had a lot of great response to people saying that they've simplified some of the projects for smaller children and enjoyed doing them themselves after they did them with their children. So it's really an all ages book. The little kids book outlines more about how to work with young children and different art materials, being able to have success and kind of be a hands-off parent and let the child do their work, which is always the most important thing in my mind in teaching, whether it's with adults or children. So
Creative, being able to explore the creative side of
yes,
your brain.
and letting someone's work be their own.
Yeah.
Often we get, as parents, we get frustrated, like, oh, maybe you should do it this way, or you should try this, and it's just some hints on how to do, letting the child do their work themselves.
My grandfather was an artist. Not a lot of people know this. He was
Nice.
a pretty well-known artist in the Boston area, and our family has obviously his paintings in all of our houses, and he's got murals in Boston, some of the libraries and stuff. It's
Nice.
pretty neat.
Awesome.
But it's got passed down through me. I'm not as much of a painting artist. I was an art director with what I do with NSPI,
Right.
but music is the direction that
It's
I
all
really,
art.
It's all art, right?
That's so
Writing
true.
music is definitely an art form.
Absolutely.
But we're going to take a quick break and have a chance to say thanks to our sponsors, the people that provide these wonderful chairs, FurnitureForever.com. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a new project for you. It's the ARC camp, right?
That's right.
Okay. There should be audio for that. Surprised there's not. We are back with Susan Schwake, and we're going to talk about this wonderful camp that you have. It's a retreat for artists to go away and on an island in Newfound Lake.
Correct. It's.
I almost know everything about this. I've seen the video. It's beautiful.
It is an absolutely incredible place. Mayhew Island, which is where the art retreat camp is going to be held, is a It's a place where the summer phase of a year-round program for at-risk boys in New Hampshire is held. For 8 weeks, there's 2 4-week sessions of boys that go there. They're there right now, actually. And when it's over is when ARC is going to happen, the Art Retreat Camp. So it's absolutely gorgeous place. The Newfound Lake, if you've never been there, is one of the cleanest lakes in the world. And
I'd love to see some of the video of
this.
It's
gorgeous.
Really pretty.
It's
and
really
it's
pretty.
A clean lake.
It's very clean, and the island is forested. Its only use is for this boys program. The lake is surrounded by mountains, which is gorgeous. Up to the north, you start seeing the White Mountains, and when you get off the boat and you're walking into the main area, the main lodge is quite large. It houses the dining hall and some sports arenas. Out on the white sand beach is North Beach, and absolutely pristine for swimming and kayaking. We're going to use some of the...
Hey, there's guitars.
Lots of guitars. A lot of music
and
happening
basketball.
Basketball will be actually holding encaustic. That arena will hold the encaustics.
So these are some of the artists that are going to be there?
Yep, some of the artists coming, very famous artists, Rebecca Emberley, Rachel Bloomberg, who's the drummer for the Decemberists and Bright Eyes. She's going to be making instruments, and her other passion of painting and 2D work, 3D work is happening. Mimi Kirshner is a Boston artist who does all kinds of fabric things. She'll be making these little pin cushions with you. She's very well known in the Bizarre Bazaar and the Maker Faire. This is Just Green. Just Green is an encaustic artist who will be working in that basketball court. It'll be repurposed for the retreat, and working with encaustic. She has beautiful work. We've had a couple shows with her work in it. She travels around and does lots of things. Monica Pasquale is a Bay Area, San Francisco musician who's for 20 years has been with the band called Blame Sally. Has a new album of her own. She's coming out with her friend Mady McDonough, who's originally from Kittery, but now lives in the Bay Area, and also has a book from Corey, which is called Daring Adventures in Paint. She's going to be teaching lots of techniques and workshops with that. Lisa Solomon, who also has a book from Corey called Not Thread Stitch, is from the Bay Area and coming out to do some creative stitchery, alternative work with crocheting. So these are just some workshops that you can take while you're out there. You have a choice of 3 per session. There's six sessions of workshops. As you walk up through the island, you have the cabins, which are one of the choices of a place where you may stay. It's very rustic. It's very, think Walden Pond. There's composting toilets and outdoor showers, private outdoor showers, which are wonderful. Really kind of getting back to just the basics. This is the brand new building, which will be more of a dormitory style sleeping area. These are the kayaks and canoes that you can use while you're there. There's a lot of downtime for writing. There's some writing courses that will be taught with Monica Pasquale, and I think it's just going to be a wonderful time. Yeah, it's great.
It looks beautiful.
Nothing has ever happened out there really in a retreat form like this before, and Mayhew as a non-for-profit organization is very excited about getting more people involved with knowing who they are, and we're really excited to do art out there.
So if a person wants to be a part of this, what are the dates that it's going to happen again?
It's happening August 14th through the 18th, and people need to register soon. The cutoff time will be July 12th. So we're getting, and there's only 25 slots because it's a very small, we're starting small. Maybe next year will be a few more, but they should register now.
Just 1 week?
It's the 14th to the 18th. So people are coming midday Wednesday and leaving midday Sunday.
So it's like 4 days.
4 days.
It's but it's intensive.
It's
you're
intensive.
Staying there. You're doing art all day long,
Yep.
and then you may be playing, going canoeing, or the breaks. All the food is included.
Everything's included. All the food's included. All the materials for the classes. So all you have to concentrate on is signing up, bringing your favorite bathing suit and your bedroll and a flashlight, and you can go to camp.
Wow.
So it's all inclusive. Yeah, and fun.
It sounds like a really great time.
Yeah, it'll be great. A lot of music, a lot of writing, a lot of art.
Yeah, people playing guitars.
People playing
in front
guitars.
of a beautiful fireplace.
Yes,
there.
that's where it happens.
Yeah, very neat.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your probably biggest thing right now, which is your big move. I mean, you guys were a fixture in Rochester when NSky was there.
That's
and
right.
you know, just one of the prettier places on Main Street that you
thank
could
you.
see.
Thank
It was a
you.
jewel on an area of Rochester that's really struggled over the years.
Yeah, we were really happy to be there and do what we can, you know, what we could for Rochester, and we've certainly are very thankful to the city and to our neighbors, Jetpack Comics, if I can say their name.
Yeah, sure.
And Portable Pantry and Tri-City Bikes. We all had sort of a camaraderie. They were people that, you know, we got to know and love and shared customer base with. And we just found that most of our customer base was coming more from the south, and we had the opportunity to move into the old courthouse, the Stratford County Courthouse in Dover. And so that's what we've done, and we'll be open for business July 6th with our not our grand opening, but our first opening of work.
A
soft grand opening, yeah. So
what do you have planned?
Well, we have an all-day 10 to 4. We're going to just basically have an open house. We have a wonderful artist from the DC area, Linda Playstead, who's someone who we've shown quite a bit of their work over the last 10 years. And she has a whole new encaustic series that we're going to be showing called Ticket to Ride. It has a lot to do with carnivals and fairs, so it's very seasonally appropriate. And it'll be a lot of fun.
And then, what's the space like?
The space is about the same square footage as what we have right now, which is just under 2,000 square feet. The ceilings are 9 feet, and they're not tin, which we did have.
The other building was very high, right?
12 feet, yeah. Less display window, so you have to actually come inside.
It had a natural reverb in there that was
lots
really
of reverb.
interesting.
Interesting for drums, interesting for guitar.
Yeah.
Solo flute ripped our heads off, so it was a little bit live. It was a little bouncy, but this is more. There's going to be more space for each classroom, so we'll have a separate classroom for the children, a separate classroom for the adult classes, and a separate playroom. And my husband now gets an office, which is exciting. He's not in the middle of everything, but if he wants to be, he can be. But he has his own little place to take naps if he needs to.
An enclave, as it were.
Yes.
Well, I'm really excited to see the new space.
I hope you'll come up and play guitar there.
Yeah, that would be fun. And we also, you know, if you want to learn more about the ARC camp, right? How are people going to be able to do that? We're going to go online, and there's going to be a website?
Yeah, right to our website, artstreamstudios.com.
Okay. And
you can see it right on the front page, or for artstreamstudios.com/ARC.
ARC. Okay. Well, we want to talk about a little bit what's going on this week in arts and entertainment in the Seacoast. I know this Thursday is pretty exciting. The Music Hall has Wynton Marsalis, who is, you know, just one of the most amazing trumpet players that you could possibly see. His brother Branford's no slouch as a musician either. You told me a great story about Branford, right? You were in his house?
We went to his house in Park Slope, back in the old days when people listened to record players. I went and helped set up a record player in his living room and got to go upstairs and see his, I don't know how many gold and platinum records hanging on the wall. He's just the coolest guy ever. And
he's really mellow.
Very laid back. His wife was lovely. His kids were running around like crazy people, but other than that, they were little, you know.
Yeah, so I don't even know if that's sold out at the Music Hall, but I would check. I'd call them and check it out. That would be a really, really, really good show to see.
I would think so.
Wynton Marsalis is fantastic. And of course, the Seacoast Rep has Sweeney Todd. Again, you can see that if you've not checked out that. They had a great performance. Someone was saying that they did some songs in Market Square Day, and it was just fantastic. So this, you get Sweeney Todd. Of course, there's all sorts of bands that you can go see. We have the Thirsty Moose has got some great bands this weekend. I don't know if you've ever gone up to Dover to see music, but two of my favorite places to go are the Dover Brick House, which has music on their second story. And then Fury's always has good bands.
And Barley Pub.
Yep, and the Barley Pub. The new location of the Barley Pub.
It's fantastic.
Is, you know, it used to be that long, thin room, and now they've taken over the space that used to be
Crescent City Bistro.
Well, no, way back
Oh,
in the day it was Crescent
TJ's.
City. It was
Or RJ's.
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 RJ's, which
Hadn't been there, but I saw the sign.
Yep. And so RJ's is no more, and now the Barley Pub has moved into that space, and it's beautiful. We were just there last weekend, enjoying a couple of pints with friends, and so that's a good place to go.
That's
and
awesome for
obviously, around Portsmouth, there's also the Press Room, which is a great place to see local music Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And of course, the Stone Church in Newmarket, which is a really big venue. You got to check out the Stone Church's website to get their calendar of events.
Red Door.
The Red Door does it. They have usually someone
DJ?
mixing, DJ. Gaslight too has sometimes DJs on Friday, Saturday night. That's a good place to go dancing. But
Good to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. And then if you've never been down to Mojo's Barbecue, they also have it. That's a great place to go. The Exchange Martini Bar is one side of Mojo's, and they have music there sometimes. And then Mojo's is the barbecue place, and that's also really good for entertainment. And of course, there's a lot of great movies out here right now. Have you gotten a chance to see World War Z yet?
No, I haven't seen that, but I did see the Star Trek, and I thought that was fantastic. So
so you've seen Star Trek?
Totally,
I'm
a big Trekkie fan.
I'm looking forward to seeing the new World War Z.
Yeah, I am too.
I thought the trailer for that was fantastic. Although I just heard that there was another.
Anything about zombies, I'm all into.
Well,
Totally.
this looked like zombies on acid or
I don't know what it's
crack.
going to be, but it's going to be
these
great.
zombies were doing stuff that I could not imagine. It's not like your typical slow-moving zombies. These zombies were killing everything in sight. And then there was another movie that opened up this weekend or this past weekend and almost did better than it.
Man of Steel. Man of Steel
was
really well.
last weekend. That was
Oh,
good.
must be Monsters U. That's the one I want to see.
Monsters U, I think, beat the zombie movie, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I think that says a lot. I think that Monsters, Inc. was one of the best movies ever made, so I'm really excited to see Monsters
And you've seen the trailers?
I have. I can't wait to see it.
Your kids aren't young enough to appreciate that, though.
We all love it. We don't care. It's great art.
Yeah. Well, 3D stuff is...
It's very cool.
How they do that stuff, I have no idea. Yeah. I do other stuff with my computer. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
For coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you coming down and telling us all about what's going on with ArtStream. And
well, we're on the move.
Exciting times.
It is.
And good luck with the camp.
Thank you.
Hopefully I'll get a chance to get out there and see it.
You should come up. It's anyone that's interested in even just photography, it's a great opportunity for them to be in a really picturesque spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks you.
Thank you.
Till next week.